The NASCAR world feels a little weird right now. You know that feeling when the season is just getting started, only a few races in, and suddenly the entire garage, the fans, the standings, the conversations online, everything feels like it's shifting at the same time? Yeah, that's exactly where we are. Because in the last few days, two completely different stories have exploded around the Cup Series, and both of them could have a real impact on how this season unfolds. One of them involves actual lineup changes heading into this weekend's race, something that could shake up what teams are planning early in the year. And the other story, that one has NASCAR fans arguing all over the internet, conspiracy theories, accusations, people questioning what's really going on behind the scenes in the sport right now. Both stories are getting people talking, and both of them could have a real impact on how this season unfolds. If you're a real NASCAR fan and you love talking about this sport every single week, go ahead and hit that like button and consider subscribing. This channel, NASCAR Racing Report, is brand new, and the goal right now is to hit our first 3,000 subscribers. Just building a community of real race fans who live and breathe NASCAR. All right, let's get into it, starting with the story that affects what we actually see on track this Sunday. Think about how this season has started. The year opened at Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona 500, a superspeedway. Then Race 2 went to Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, another superspeedway. Then last weekend, the series was at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, a road course. So for a lot of drivers and teams, Phoenix Raceway is genuinely the first traditional one-mile oval of the season. It's the first race where everyone can finally settle into a normal rhythm and run the kind of setups they've been building all winter. There are 37 cars on the entry list this week, same number as COTA, but two drivers are different, so let's break down both changes because they're very different stories. Change number 1. Austin Hill replaces Jesse Love in the number 33 RCR Chevrolet. Richard Childress. Racing is running the number 33 Chevrolet as a non-chartered open car this weekend. Last week at COTA, Jesse Love drove that car and finished 27th. That was Love's 6th career Cup Series start and his first road course appearance at the Cup level. This week at Phoenix, that same car gets handed to Austin Hill, sponsored by United Rentals, a partnership now in its 9th year with Hill and its 5th year with RCR. The race airs Sunday, March 8th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. Now, if you follow the lower series, you already know these two. Both Hill and Love are RCR teammates in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. Jesse Love is the reigning O'Reilly Series champion. He clinched that title right here at Phoenix in 2025. Austin Hill is the 2023 O'Reilly Series regular season champion, currently in his 5th full-time season, driving the number 21 Chevrolet. Hill made his Cup debut at Michigan International Speedway in 2022 and now has 15 total Cup starts to his name. His best Cup finish is a 9th place at the Chicago Street Race in 2025. And to kick off 2026, Hill won the United Rentals 300 at Daytona in the O'Reilly Series. What RCR is doing here is straightforward. They are rotating young drivers through that open Cup car to build experience at NASCAR's top level. Love still has one more confirmed Cup start scheduled later in 2026, and Hill is expected to make at least 5 Cup appearances this season. Hill said it himself. Racing on Sundays full-time is the end goal, so expanding the track lineup will be a good challenge to gain experience. RCR President Mike Verlander added, United Rentals has been instrumental in Austin Hill's continued rise and success. From a betting standpoint, Hill is listed at plus 40,000 odds on FanDuel. That's a massive long shot, but that's not the point of this entry. This is a developmental opportunity, not a podium expectation. And there's one more layer here. In the O'Reilly Series race Saturday at Phoenix, Hill's teammate Jesse Love was absolutely dominant. He led a race-best 114 laps and won Stage 2. But veteran Justin Allgaier led only the final 11 laps and stole the win. Love finished second after his tires wore down late. Love was honest afterward, just beyond frustrated with myself, not why I'm here to finish second. Change number 2. Anthony Alfredo replaces Alex Bowman in the number 48 HMS Chevrolet. This one was not planned. During Stage 3 of the COTA race, Alex Bowman started feeling sick inside the car. On lap 71 of 95, he came down pit road and stepped out of the number 48 Chevrolet. Myatt Snyder, a Fox Sports production assistant who has done part-time racing in the O'Reilly series, jumped in and finished the race. That was Snyder's first ever Cup Series competition experience. Bowman was evaluated at the Infield Care Center, initially released, but later in the week he was officially diagnosed with vertigo. The timing could not be worse for Bowman. He currently sits 36th in the championship standings, dead last among full-time drivers, with just 23 points after 3 consecutive finishes outside the top 20. He crashed at Daytona, crashed at Atlanta, and then had his abbreviated run at COTA. He is 45 points below the provisional playoff cut line and 163 points behind championship leader Tyler Reddick. Hendrick Motorsports confirmed they will request a medical waiver to keep Bowman eligible for the 2026 championship. HMS President Jeff Andrews addressed the situation. "We have to prioritize his health above all else. It's obviously frustrating for him because he's a competitor and wants to be in the race car, especially at his home track. That detail matters. Bowman is a Tucson, Arizona native. Phoenix is essentially his home race. The hope is that he returns next weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, a track where he won back in March 2022. Stepping in is Anthony Alfredo, 26 years old, who serves as the Hendrick Motorsports simulator driver, testing setups in simulation for all 4 HMS teams. He has specifically logged extensive sim work at Phoenix, regularly helping the team prepare for championship weekend races there. Across his career, Alfredo has 210 starts across NASCAR's 3 national series, including 43 Cup starts, the majority with lesser-funded teams. He ran a full-time Cup schedule in 2021 with Front Row Motorsports in the previous generation car and has 7 next-gen Cup starts, mostly on super speedways with Live Fast Motorsports and Beard Motorsports. He also attempted to qualify for the 2026 Daytona 500 in the number 62 Beard Motorsports Chevrolet, appeared to lock in through the duels, but was knocked out by a technical violation during inspection. This weekend at Phoenix, Alfredo already has track time. He finished 10th in Saturday's O'Reilly Series race at this same track. Alfredo was direct about his mindset. "It's hard for me to be excited because it's hard for me to imagine what Bowman is feeling." He also made clear this is not a personal showcase. This isn't an audition. It's about filling in and doing a good job for this team. When asked about a potential future ride at Hendrick, he didn't entertain it. "I have no expectations of anything like that. This is a one-race opportunity and I'm focused on this one race." On the sim work itself, he said, "I sit in a dark room with no windows all day during the week, but I choose to do it because I enjoy it and I like seeing them get better." Crew chief Blake Harris confirmed the team's confidence in the call-up. "He's probably got more sim laps than probably anybody here. He's as prepared as he could be for this place." Logistically, Alfredo is a similar size to Bowman and is actually wearing one of Bowman's fire suits this weekend. The ergonomics were a close enough match. The team simply swapped interior equipment and fine-tuned the seat. This relationship is also not new. Alfredo was on standby at Mexico City last year when Bowman dealt with back issues following a heavy crash at Michigan. His odds Sunday sit at plus 20,000. So that's what's different heading into Sunday. But now, let's get to the story that has genuinely been breaking the internet, because this one has nothing to do with driver injuries or lineup swaps. This one is about winning and lawsuits and whether or not you can trust what you're seeing on the racetrack. If you're still with me, you're my kind of NASCAR fan. Smash that subscribe button. We're building something here at NASCAR Racing Report. Tyler Reddick won the first 3 races of the 2026 NASCAR season. That has never been done before in modern NASCAR history. Race 1, the Daytona 500. Race 2, Atlanta at Echo Park Speedway. Race 3, COTA in Austin, where Reddick won from the pole and held off Shane Van Gisbergen over the final 20 laps. That was Reddick's 11th career Cup Series victory and his second win at COTA, having also won there in 2023. After just 3 races, Reddick holds a 70-point championship lead. His 23X1 Racing teammate Bubba Wallace sits second in the standings with 2 top 10 finishes. That means 23XY Racing currently holds first and second in the Cup Series points. Reddick said after COTA, "It's so fitting to get 3 in a row and make history." Team co-owner Michael Jordan was on pit road for the celebration and credited co-owner Denny Hamlin with the team's success. "I just put up the money. Denny's done an incredible job building this team." The background: the 23XI lawsuit against Nascar. In 2025-23, I'm Racing and Front Row Motorsports filed a federal antitrust lawsuit against Nascar. The central issue was the charter system. Both teams argued it was unfair and anti-competitive. The case went to trial in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of North Carolina and played out over 8 days of testimony from team owners, NASCAR executives, and industry leaders. The entire time, 23XI was actively competing in NASCAR while simultaneously suing the sanctioning body, an uncomfortable situation for the entire sport. The case settled mid-trial in December 2025. According to Winston and Strawn, the law firm representing the teams, the settlement delivered permanent evergreen charters, guaranteeing long-term participation, along with a large financial payout to the teams and a stronger voice for teams in how the sport is governed. Attorney Jeffrey Kessler stated, "We believe it's a settlement that's going to grow this sport. This was never about just 23XI or Front Row. It was about trying to do something that was great for everyone." 23XY's charters were fully restored for the 2026 season. Now, here is the contrast that started everything. In 2025, all 3 23X1 drivers combined for just 1 win the entire season: Bubba Wallace's Brickyard 400 victory. In 2026, Reddick has 3 wins in 3 races. That before and after picture is exactly what set the internet on fire. The conspiracy theories: what people are actually saying. Fans online began claiming that NASCAR is looking the other way during post-race inspections for the number 45 car. Some went further, suggesting the car is running an 850 horsepower engine in an event where the limit is 750 horsepower. Others claimed the settlement itself secretly included some form of competitive advantage, that NASCAR was essentially rewarding the team that just beat them in court. The conspiracy gained enough traction that Dale Earnhardt Jr. addressed it directly on Dirty Mo Media. So ironic, too, that they sue the sport and then they settle, but you'd call it a win, and then they come out and win the first 3 races of the year. I mean, so weird. Dale Jr. is not accusing anyone, but even he acknowledged the sequence of events feels unusual. Debunking the conspiracy: the facts. After the COTA race, post-race inspection was completed with no issues. NASCAR's official statement confirmed. There were no issues for number 45 Tyler Reddick. He is officially the winner. Clean inspection, no violations. On the Teardown podcast, Jeff Gluck addressed the claims directly. Let's say NASCAR was like, all right, they won the lawsuit and we're going to give them some advantage. Let's have them win the first 3 races of the year. That won't be super obvious or anything. His co-host, Jordan Bianchi, extended the logic. You've got to go back further than that. We're not just going to win the Daytona 500. We want Daytona, Atlanta, and COTA. NASCAR's like, seriously? And MJ's like, I work in 3s. The contradiction runs deeper. As Gluck pointed out, NASCAR fans are always like, NASCAR can't even get this right. Then they turn around and go NASCAR rigged 2 superspeedways and a road course. Bianchi added the clearest rebuttal. They didn't rig it for Dale Earnhardt Jr., they didn't rig it for Danica Patrick, they didn't rig it for anybody else. But now suddenly it's rigged because Michael Jordan's team wins 3 in a row? The financial settlement could absolutely be reinvested into engineering, development, and talent. And that is not cheating. That is exactly what a well-funded team does. Reddick also demonstrated versatility across 3 completely different track types: a superspeedway, a 1.5-mile oval, and a road course. Van Gisbergen, who won 5 of 6 road course races in 2025, assessed his rival simply: Tyler was just amazing. Dominance is part of sports. The New England Patriots won multiple Super Bowls with Tom Brady, and fans got tired of it. Jimmy Johnson won 5 consecutive Cup championships, and fans complained about that too. History looks back on both runs as examples of sustained excellence. 23X1 Racing is currently the team every other garage in NASCAR is chasing. Michael Jordan built his entire career on dominating competition, and now his racing organization is doing the same thing. Ryan Blaney enters Sunday as the betting favorite at plus 380 on FanDuel. He is a proven short oval specialist. Pole sitter Joey Logano is listed at plus 500. Then comes Kyle Larson at plus 750, Christopher Bell at plus 850, and both William Byron and Denny Hamlin at plus 1,000. Reddick, despite winning every race this season, is listed at only plus 1,600 because his Phoenix track record is weak. In 12 career starts at Phoenix, he has only 2 top 5 finishes, and he finished 20th and 26th in his 2 Phoenix races in 2025. He starts 8th this week. One name to watch at a bigger number, Chase Elliott at plus 2,500. Elliott has 11 career top 10 finishes at Phoenix, including a win in 2020, and is averaging a 7.3 finish through the first races of 2026, despite starting 26th on Sunday. There is also reportedly a plus 5,000 long shot that modeling systems have flagged as a strong play this week. The race airs Sunday, March 8th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1, HBO Max, and MRN Radio. Justin Allgaier won the GOVX 200 at Phoenix Raceway in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on Saturday. He led only the final 11 laps of 200, but those were the laps that counted. It was Allgaier's 29th career series win and his first at Phoenix since 2019. He now leads the O'Reilly Series Championship standings. Jesse Love led a race-best 114 laps and won Stage 2, but tire wear in the final stage allowed Allgaier to pass him with 15 laps to go. Carson Kvapil finished third after leading 22 laps mid-race. The top 14 finishers were all Chevrolets, and notably Anthony Alfredo, the same driver filling in for Bowman in the Cup race Sunday, finished 10th in Saturday's O'Reilly race. NASCAR is not the only organization currently dealing with courtroom drama. Joe Gibbs Racing has filed a federal lawsuit against former competition director Chris Gabehart, alleging he stole trade secrets when he departed to join Spire Motorsports as their chief motorsports officer. Gabehart argues the lawsuit is punishment for daring to leave. He has filed his own declaration stating his personal forensic audit shows no confidential JGR information was ever shared with any outside organization. A federal judge is actively involved, and Gabehart appeared publicly in Spire gear at an IndyCar race in St. Petersburg, Florida. This story is still developing, and it deserves its own full breakdown. We'll cover it in a dedicated episode. The Straight Talk. Wireless 500 at Phoenix Raceway sets up with genuine storylines at multiple levels. Can Tyler Reddick extend his winning streak to 4 straight, which would tie the modern record for consecutive Cup wins? Or does his weak Phoenix history finally catch up to him? Will Anthony Alfredo put together a clean run in the number 48 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet and give that team something to build on after a rough 3-race start? Can Austin Hill show anything meaningful in the number 33 RCR entry? And does Ryan Blaney or Joey Logano remind the sport that there are other legitimate contenders in 2026? Drop your prediction in the comments. Who wins the Straight Talk Wireless 500 at Phoenix on Sunday? And do you think Reddick and 23X1 are simply that good right now? Or do you understand why some fans are asking questions? That conversation is worth having. NASCAR. Racing Report is brand new, and the goal right now is 3,000 subscribers. Real NASCAR fans building a real community. If Reddick wins Sunday, we are going to have a lot to talk about, and I will be back right after the race.